As South Africa erupted in nationwide anti-immigrant protests Tuesday, reigniting fears of xenophobic violence, Kenya intensified efforts to bring its citizens home from the unfolding crisis. Principal Secretary for Diaspora Affairs, Rosalind Njogu, has confirmed that 26 Kenyans have already been repatriated after seeking government assistance, while more than 200 others have appealed for evacuation and dozens more are expected back home in the coming hours. And TV's Ashley Atieno tells us more.
By Tuesday morning, South Africa's long-awaited June 30th deadline had arrived. From Johannesburg to Durban, thousands poured into the streets in nationwide anti-immigrant demonstrations led by pressure group March in March, demanding that undocumented foreigners leave the country. They sang, they danced, some carried sticks and shields. For many South Africans, it was a demonstration, but for thousands of migrants, it was a day of fear and uncertainty. Businesses shut their doors. Many foreign nationals stayed away from work amid fears the protests could descend into the kind of xenophobic violence that has repeatedly scarred South Africa. For Kenya, those fears had already triggered an emergency evacuation. 26 Kenyans arrived at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Tuesday morning, becoming the first group repatriated after appealing for government assistance. The evacuation exercise followed an emergency appeal issued last Friday, with more than 200 Kenyans registering for evacuation as anti-immigrant tensions escalated ahead of the June 30th protests.
Are expecting a group of 63 Kenyans to arrive a little bit later tonight and another group to arrive tomorrow. At our Kenya High Commission now in Pretoria, we have a group of more than 100 Kenyans who are taking shelter at the Kenya High Commission in Pretoria.
The government has also sought to reassure Kenyans that the majority of the more than 27,000 Kenyans living in South Africa remain safe and are in the country legally.
It is difficult for us to say from Nairobi what will happen in another country. But what we have extended is sanctuary for Kenyans who want to be at the Kenya High Commission in Pretoria. And as I said, we have seen hundreds over the last 2-3 days. About 200 of them have entered the Kenya High Commission for sanctuary, and they have been protected and they have been taken to the airport for evacuation.
But while evacuation has brought many to safety, returning home also means leaving behind businesses, livelihoods, and for some, families built over years.
Perhaps working with our State Department for MSMEs to see how it is that we're able to support these returning entrepreneurs and see how we could potentially help them establish those businesses here in Kenya and see how we could help them transfer that investment here into this country.
Despite the government's assurances of support, the safe return of Kenyans from South Africa may only be the first step in rebuilding lives in a country they once left behind in search of greener pastures. Ashley Atieno, NTV.
It is a story we are keeping a very close eye on.